Hello, my name is Steve. Welcome to my presentation about my prototype language learning app, Lingo Lion. So this is my persona, Yulia. She is a 35-year-old editor, teacher, and illustrator from the Ukraine. So Yulia's goals and motivations. As an editor, she wants to expand her vocabulary so that she can do her job more successfully. As a teacher, she wants to improve her English so that she can develop professionally. She also wants to be able to practice something over and over, as that is how she memorizes and retains information. Finally, Yulia has a need to be interested and engaged in what she's doing so that she is motivated to learn. Okay, so the problem brief. Yulia needs something to help her memorize new vocabulary. And Yulia also needs a way to practice new vocabulary over and over to help her memorize it. So I came up with the following problem statement for Yulia. Yulia needs a way to store new vocabulary and to be able to practice it, because as an editor, she needs to expand her vocabulary to be able to do her job successfully. We will know this to be true when she gives us feedback that she has successfully memorized new vocabulary. So some of the challenges that Yulia faces when trying to learn new vocabulary are motivation. She has trouble motivating herself to learn, and also time, finding the time to study and to learn new words. And here we have a quote from Yulia, which is that success comes from practice and by using words over and over. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the prototyping process of the prototype that I created. Okay, here we are. So this is Lingo Lion prototype app. Okay, so you can see he can sign up, register. A little tour. Here, some learning preferences can be chosen, language, notifications. Here we have our main menu, the choice of vocabulary, phrases, add flashcard and quiz. So if we go to add flashcard, here users can type in words, add definitions, upload an image, and save when they've finished. In vocabulary, they can also view my flashcards. And also the definitions. See the image here. Okay, and there's all the sections here, phrases. Users can choose categories there to learn, and users do quizzes to test the knowledge of what they've learnt. Okay, so to test, to test the usability, we came up with a usability test plan to test 4 things. Okay, so the first thing we tested was the registration and sign up. It required users to click here, we can see the red circle, click sign up, which takes into a registration screen where they enter their details and click register. Okay, the second test was to choose language learning preferences. So our students are presented with this screen here. Okay, the third thing was to create a flashcard. Here users were tasked with accessing the Add Flashcard screen. You can see here circled. Okay. Finally, users had to access the My Flashcards area of the app. If we find inside vocabulary, and here you can see the button My Flashcards, and within there, the flashcards, examples of flashcards that users could create. Okay, so there were some failures with this early prototype. Firstly, some buttons like the back and the save button, you can see here circled, they were hard to read, maybe also a bit small. Okay. One of our users wanted to skip past the tour, was unable to, and they also wanted to go back, but unable to do that also. Okay. This menu was confusing for several users. One user described Add F card as being a bit cryptic. You see that circled here. And this button didn't stand out, which is the My Flashcards button here. It didn't stand out. One user didn't notice it at all. Another user found it difficult to find this area of the app. Okay, so improvements and next steps. As a result of the usability testing, these are some areas for improvement. So I think having bigger buttons that are easier to see, more readable text, skip and back buttons during the tour to give users the ability to skip if they want to or go back also. A clearer menu. Obviously the Add F card was obviously wasn't maybe a bit cryptic, not easy to understand. There was also vocab, which is obviously short for vocabulary, but maybe not all users would understand that. And maybe also making buttons that stand out. I think this would also be an improvement. So some things I've learned. I've learned a lot throughout this process. So some things I'll consider during the design process in the future. But don't assume that users will know. They have to be guided by the app. Make things clear and easy to read. And even when doing sketches, buttons should be differentiated so that they stand out. Give users options, for example, to skip a section or to go back. Make processes clear and easy to follow or to understand. And ensure that questions are worded in a way that is easy for users to understand. So you don't need to sort of rephrase the question, for example. Okay, so that's the end of my presentation, and thank you very much for listening.